do it after class. All right, well, let's start our math. All right, we are working with a new concept. We are on top of 247. Adding and subtracting mixed numbers. Who can tell me what a mixed number is? What is a mixed number, Olivia?
It's a whole number with a fraction.
Very good. It's a whole number with a fraction. All right, so adding and subtracting a mixed number. That sounds ominous. It's very easy, all right? So it may not look easy, but it is. So 5, and I'm on top of the little box, and 3/11 plus 7 and 2/11. What do you notice right off the bat with the denominator? What do you notice right away with the denominator? James? It's the same, which makes your life a lot easier. So we're going to, and just right off the bat, I'm going to put 11 right down here. We're not touching it. We're not touching the denominator. So if we are we adding or subtracting? So if we are adding, what do you think I'm going to add? Caroline.
5 plus 7 and 3 plus 2.
All right, let's deal with the fraction first. So what are we going to add with the fraction, Caroline?
3 plus
Exactly. What is 3 plus 2?
2. 5.
Very good. So we have that taken care of. Now we have two whole numbers. Caroline just said, what are we going to do, Caroline, with the whole numbers?
5 plus 7.
What is 5 plus 7?
12.
That's right. So we're going to put the 12, and that's all we have to do. If you have a common denominator, you don't worry about it. You just take it down. That denominator stays the same. Let's do one more before we continue with the. I'm still up on the box on the top. All right, so what do you notice also about this? When you first look at this problem, what is the first thing you should check out? Jeremiah.
The denominator?
Yes. Are they the same, Jeremiah?
Yes.
They are. So are you going to worry about the denominator?
No.
Nope. So you're going to just take it down. So that stays the same. So we don't have to worry about the denominator because they're the same. All right, so are we doing addition or subtraction? M.
Subtraction.
All right, so what are we subtracting first? We know what we have for the denominator. What is the numerator? What are we going to do with that? M.
Subtract it.
And what are we going to subtract?
2 minus 1.
Which is?
1.
Very nice. And so then we have two whole numbers. Are we going to add those or subtract those, M?
Subtract.
What is 9 minus 4?
5.
There you go. And that's it. So the first thing you should do when you see this is I need to look at my denominator. And if it's the same on both fractions, then I'm just going to move it down. That's going to be the denominator in my answer. Then you're going to determine, am I adding or am I subtracting? Then you're going to start with the fraction. In this case, we're subtracting. And then you're going to subtract the whole number as well. Any questions? It's pretty pain-free. It's not overly it looks kind of intimidating, but it's really not, is it? Once you know the steps to do. All right. If you would like to try some of these on the board, have your markers handy. There should be no talking. Boy and Tessa. So boy, what are you gonna do first? As you look at that, what are you going to, what are you going to determine, Mr. Tongue, out of my way, first? No, nope. You're gonna look at the fraction. Tessa, what are you going to do first? What are you gonna look at first and take it down immediately? Do you have a common what? Yes. Do you both have a common denominator? Yes, so take it, there you go. All right, that is correct. So Tessa added, Boy subtracted. They took they both had common denominators, so that is what you need to do first. First thing you're going to do is assess the denominator. If they are the same, you're going to carry it down right away. Just go to the answer and put your common denominator down there. That should be the first thing you do. All right, very good. Eventually, you're going to not have common denominators, and then that's a whole stuff. But luckily, you don't have to worry about that. All right, now, they're going to get bigger. Bless you. All right. Emmy and M, just going over, okay? So, what are you going to do first? There you go. Ooh, I can't see yours. Do you have another marker? I'll go see if I have another. Very good. That is correct. That is, you need to assess that again. You got the fraction is correct. While you're doing that, I'm gonna go second and get another marker. That is correct. Very good. All right, so they both had common denominators. They moved those down and added. There you go. Any questions? Ooh. This one's fun. Ella and Owen. Oh, she took the top one. Very good. Very nice. Very nice. I know, they are fun. Once you, initially they're kind of intimidating because it just looks like a lot, but once you kind of get the routine down, they are kind of fun. All right, very good. So any questions before we move on? We're going to do some long division, but thumbs up if you all get it. Okay, good. Let's see. These are all, here, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a couple of things. Winsheen and Owen. Just going. What's that? Oh, then Helen. Thank you for your honesty. I was wondering why Helen was giving me that look. She'd give me that look over her mask. Her eyes were boring into me. Thank you for your honesty, Owen. So, you don't have to do this. You got the answer right here.
Okay.
This is
Okay.
not, once you solve this, you don't have to repeat that. Okay? Oh. Very good. Good job. Good job. All right. So, Helen solved this. What is 17 plus 3? 20. 20 divided by 5? 4. All right. Good use of your arrows. Very nicely done. So how many times does 8 go into 6?
0.
So, how many times does 7 go into 32? Or what is 7 times? So, 7 times, what times 8 would be closest to 63? 7. 7 times 8 is what? 56. Okay, so we subtract 63 from 56. It is what? 7. So then we take down the 2. What times 8 is close to 72 or 72?
9.
Correct. 9. 9 times 8 is 72. And then we take the 8 down. Can we go 8 into 8?
Yeah.
Which is?
1.
Yes. It's 0. I was listening to that. I got, so anyways, Mr. Jay, his laugh just flanked me out. So I'm going to tell him to stop laughing. Go. So 1 times 8 is 8, and so it's 0. There's no remainder. I would like for you all to see how nicely the lines are. That makes it so much easier for you to track where you are at. Very important with the long division, especially the more numbers are added to divide, the more crucial that becomes. Nicely done, Winshane. See, that is hard when you're multiplying and then switch to divide. To when you divide, you have to do it backwards. You have to, do it quickly. Now are we pretty comfortable on? We'll do 1, and then we're going to move on. We're not going to do the number 4, where you then divide the 11. How much is what is 121 divided by 11? Jonathan.
11.
Yes. So that is that. Let's go over to, I would like to do these story problems. So listen closely.
5.
Page 5, I'm on page 248, lesson 1, 2, 4. Lily and Bailey each made 96 pieces of fudge to give away. Yum. They divided the fudge evenly and put it into 6 boxes. How many pieces of fudge were in each box? This is a 2-part problem, friends. What are you going to do first? What is the very first thing you're going to do? Lily and Bailey each made 96 pieces of fudge. So how many people are in the story problem? Winsheen. So when it says Lily and Bailey each, you have to read these carefully. They both made an equal amount of fudge, which is what? 96 pieces. So what is the first thing you're going to do? What is the first thing, Caroline, you're going to do? Yes, 96 times 2, because they both made 96 pieces. That's a lot of fudge. Can I have some, please? They divided, oh, I'm sorry, so we got 96 times 2. Sorry, didn't mean to rush you. What is 96 times 2? Put your thumb up when you are done so I know you are done. I don't want to rush.
That's a lot.
It's a lot of fudge. That's delightful. Tessa. 192 glorious pieces of fudge. All right, so that is part 1. So when you are reading these story problems, you have to really read because you can tell when there are 2 things being asked of you. So that was the first thing. How many pieces of fudge to give away? So they divided the fudge evenly and put it into 6 boxes. What is the second part of the story problem going to entail? They divided the fudge evenly and put it into 6 boxes. So the first part we came up with 192. What are we going to do now? Christian.
196 divided by 6. Wait,
One-
192 divided by 6.
That is correct. 192 divided by 6. And from that, we get our answer. Thumbs up when you are finished. My stomach is growling because of the fudge.
Yeah. Can I have a
That sounds delightful.
I'm double paying.
I know. Hungry and then talking about chocolate. James, what did you come up with?
32 pieces of fudge?
Yes.
That's not as good as the 193.
Yeah.
I agree. So so when you have story problems, the key is to really read it. Because you have to, sometimes you're giving 2 directions, which means it's a 2-part answer. Let's do this next one. This also, is this a 2-part answer? I'm not going to tell you. Let's read it. In the school cafeteria, there are 80 green plates and 3 times as many yellow plates. How many plates are there in all? Is it a 2-part question?
Yes.
It is. So what is the first thing you need to figure out? M.
80 3.
Yes. There are 80 green plates and 3 times as many yellow plates.
I wonder if they're like the passwords.
Yeah, maybe. It's a green and gold cafeteria.
Yes.
All right, so what is 80 times 3? M.
240.
All right, so we have 240 from step 1. What is the next step we're going to do? How many plates are there in all? In the school cafeteria, there are 80 plates, green plates, and 3 times as many yellow plates. How many plates are there in all? So what is the next step, James? Yes, very good. 240 plus 80. Emma, 320 what? Yes, very good. All right, this is what we're going to do. We are going to clear our tusks.
Am I gonna wash